Today we're making a black Spider-Man cake. It's really made out of three parts: the head, which is a paper mache balloon, the body, which is edible cake, and then the silver base that's at the bottom, which is actually made out of cardboard and then wrapped in tinfoil. Next, we start building our cake. We just really assemble it, so whatever really kind of feels works for you, go and do it. We then glue the whole contraption together with the yummiest glue you can possibly find, which is just caramel, out of the box caramel. You'll see this actual shoulders were actually made from Madeira cake. We kind of got fed up with all of the cake baking and just thought we'll just buy the cakes. Right, next very, very important step is just to cover the whole thing in icing. Now, we used a buttered icing, which is really yummy. Now, the secret here is to actually make sure you cover the whole thing. Don't worry about it being uneven or missing a tiny spot or two, but just be sure to cover the whole thing in icing. Next, I cut out eye shapes and then cut it into ready-to-roll white icing that we bought from the shop. I cut two of those eye shapes out to look like the Spider-Man eye shapes. And then here's the secret. Using a high-quality paper kitchen towel that is resistant to water, wet it, okay, lay it over your cake, and then smooth it with your hand on the outside of the toweling roll, and then pull it off. And you get a nice, even, smooth texture to it. Next, while that was all waiting to dry, I kind of cut out the Spider-Man emblem. I then actually used a very cheap craft airbrush, which I bought for really, really cheap at a craft store. And I sprayed black food coloring straight out, undiluted, sprayed the whole model with it. I left that to dry then. I thought a couple of minutes would have been okay, but it turned out that I needed to let it dry for overnight. So I left it to dry for about 8 hours. And then once that was kind of touch dry so that it didn't actually make a mark, I then started drawing out the actual spider webs onto him. Now I used a commercial available tube of white and a tube of black to make the webs. You would have also noticed early on I actually cut out the spider out of my ready-to-roll white icing. And then yeah, it was just really going around the whole thing, ensuring that I've got all the spider webs in. I also kind of, with a wet paper toweling, I actually cleaned up the silver so that it kind of brought a bit of shine back into it. Yeah, and then just went right around the whole head, paying a lot of attention to cleaning up this little spider, not worrying too much about the back of the head, but just ensuring that it kind of looks good. And there you have it. It took, including drying time, including drying time, it took about 10 hours to make. Without the drying time, it was probably about 3 to 4 hours, depending on how good you are. And there you have it, a near life-size bust cake of a black Spider-Man, or any other superhero you can think of. Well guys, let me know what you think, and if there's any other case you want me to make, leave a comment below.